Hi guys, this is Mubi. I'm back with the explanation of the important questions of the IGNOU University, that is the subject Organizational Theory and Behavior MCO01. So this time I'm going to take important question from the textbook number 5. Textbook number 5, we have taken the question. So the very basic important repeated question is that what is organizational culture and what are the primary characteristics of the organizational culture. Then 3 more sub points are there, but before that we could go into the main thing. What is that? What is organizational culture and what are the characteristics of the organizational culture? Let's go into the word by word explanation so that you can score good. So, according to Elliot Jacques, we can go from the start from here. That is the one definition. That is, according to Elliot Jacques, an organizational culture is the customary or traditional way of thinking and doing. For example, there's a lots of tradition and the culture which has to be followed, isn't it? For example, like when it comes to the festival or when it comes to the festivals itself is a great example. When it comes to the religious aspect and all, there's a particular culture. For example, Muslims, they are doing namaz, and also or else they are doing puja at a particular function, Navratri function and all those things. There's a certain tradition. For example, like on Eid day everyone will be having a get together in every celebration. It's all a certain culture which are shared to a greater or lesser extent by all the members of the organization. What is that? It is shared by like greater or lesser by almost all. For example, like in a family, if there are 100 members, means almost 90% will be following that. And not only that, in which new members must learn at least partially accept in order to be accepted in the service of the firm. And not only that, if it's like what, even though if the new members are coming also, they have to learn certain culture and all, isn't it? What is the rules and regulation, what are the main discipline rules or something like that. Then only they have to be accepted in the service of the firm, which has to be accepted in the service of the firm as well. If they have to work in the certain condition of the organization, if they have to survive in the organization, there is some organizational culture. So why did I say all the examples of festivities? Means if we normally know what is that, like culture and all is something which we has to be followed. Similarly, so it will be easy for you all, whoever is watching this video will be easy. So on that basis I have said, and also it's one of the customer the traditional ways of thinking and doing things, and also it is not like which in the which a greater or lesser extent, what is that, it has to be followed by the members who is newly coming to the organization tools. Then only it will be service to the firm. According to various studies, the following are the primary characteristics of an organizational culture. What is that? Primary characteristics of an organizational culture. We all know organizational culture means certain rules and regulation which has to be adopted by all the members, whoever is coming to the organization, and also what at present also. So now let's have a brief look at the primary characteristics of an organizational culture. First comes to the, before that I will give you the whatever it's given in the bold letter, I will give you the literal word meaning so that it will be easy for you to write the answer. So innovation and risk taking, the degree to which employees are encouraged to take innovative steps and to take calculated risks. That means what? Innovation means new method. Even though if it's an organizational culture, there will be new method. And also it's a risk taking, isn't it? Organizational culture, that means what? There should be certain risk taking factor. With we normally know no pain, no gain, no risk, no adventure, life will be settled out. So innovation means new methods. So it's like innovation and risk taking. Innovation, the word meaning is new method. Risk taking means the factor which can be included in the risk taking. That means ready to take risk. The degree to which employees are encouraged to take innovative steps and to take calculated risks. Innovative steps means new method, but at the same time they should know that it is a risk taking, isn't it? Innovative method need not to be always fruitful or will be having a profit. Innovative methods, along with that, they should know that calculate the risk. That means so and so happens, this much will be the risk, this much I have to suffer for it. That's it. Then attention in detail. If you would have noticed that in the session, the degree to which, the degree to which, the degree to which, the degree to which, degree to. it's repeated. If you want, you can make use of that thing. For everything you can write everything, but at the same time you can add in starting of the statement degree to which. Why I'm saying all these small points means, since the exams are near, there will not be much time, but at the same time IGNOU University is very careful university in giving marks. So if just to keep that tick and tax in mind, I am saying this. Okay, so attention to detail, the degree to which employees are expected to pay attention to detail. For example, if an detail has been said, if some information has been sent or said, at that time it about attention to detail. Employees should give attention to the details which has been said. Then comes to the outcome orientation. Outcome orientation means the degree in which management focuses outcome rather than on the process to achieve. Outcome means, we all know the meaning of outcome means the final thing. The final profit making or the successful fame, royalty, something like that. The degree to which management focuses the outcome rather than the process to achieve. Normally in organizational culture, that means what is a normal tradition, we normally want profit, but at the same time we are not at all worried about the process to achieve the outcome. What is that? Process to achieve the outcome. Understood? So outcome orientation is what management focuses on the outcome rather on the process to achieve the outcome. We are not concentrated on the ways how it can be done, how the outcome or the profit can be. Instead of that, we are just focused on one thing, that is outcome, without any effort. Normally that happens. Then comes to the people orientation. People orientation means the degree to which management give attention to the effects of the decision of the people working in the organization and its and honest shareholder. The degree to which means degree to which management get effects of the decision on people. People orientation means what the people are doing, what can be done on the people. In that way, it's a culture of our culture that we cannot change it. What on the people, instead of that we are not giving importance to the work of the people. Understand? People orientation is the degree to which management give attention to the effect of decision on the people working in the organization and its shareholder. Attention to the effects of the decision of the people, not to the exactly outcome. Team orientation, the degree to work or organize around team rather than individual, and it's one of the very good aspect or the characteristic. What is that? Works are organized around team rather than individual. Team orientation means what? Giving importance to the team. That means what is that? It means that we are giving more importance to the team rather than the individual. Aggressiveness, we all have aggressiveness, isn't it? We all have aggressiveness or aggression. Aggressiveness means what is that? Being angry, rough and tough with the employees, isn't it? The degree to which people are aggressive or competitive rather than easygoing. We are very much competitive, isn't it? Or angry. What is that? If he can become that means I have to do that, these and that. Isn't it? We should not be like that. We should take it as about easy going. That is everything is a part of game. In that way, we should not be aggressive. Like that you maintain, for example, like aggressive or competitive rather than easy going. We should maintain a positive attitude instead of being aggressive or thinking that I'm going to do that. It's not like that. We have to maintain it. Stability, the degree to which maintaining status quo in contrast to the growth. Status quo means what is that? Status quotation is status means what? We have to maintain the status of the organization. That's also an important factor in the organizational culture. Individual autonomy, individual autonomy means the degree of responsibility, independence, opportunities for existing. Individual autonomy, the degree of responsibility, independence, and opportunity for exercising initiative that individuals in an organization have. Individual autonomy means the degree of responsibility, independence, and opportunities for exercising initiative that individuals in the organization have. Every individual in the organization is having a responsibility, isn't it? If an executive means to record the account, or if an accountant means he has to record the transaction. Independence and opportunity for exercising initiative. There should be a complete independence and understanding on what they have to do, how they have to start the work that individuals in an organization have. That is a basic thing, isn't it? Then comes a structure, the degree of rules and regulation and the amount of direct supervision that is used to oversee and control behavior. The degree of rules and regulation and the amount of the degree of rules and regulation, there should be a proper structure, isn't it? Morning 8 p.m. you have to reach by this much time, their work has to be completed. And the amount of direct supervision, who is the supervising? Definitely the supervisor or the management, that is used to oversee and control behavior. And what is their quality? They have to oversee and the control behavior. That means what they should have an overall quality of maintaining the organization, and not only that, control behavior.